Good evening, and welcome to the Albright Scholar for September 2018. My name is John Pankratz, and each month it's my privilege to welcome BCTV viewers and residents of Greater Reading to take a glimpse inside our learning community up here on North 13th Street, to look at the work being done by teachers and students, and to think about its impact on all of us. Well, it's September and everything has begun. Classes are now in their third week. The sports seasons have taken up. There's lots happening. Here on the Albright Scholar, we're going to observe what has now become a tradition of welcoming David Tanner, Director of the Center for the Arts at Albright, to come and give us all a preview of the arts season coming up in 2018-2019, because that's a season that holds something of interest to all of you, and frankly, all of you are welcome to stop by campus and benefit from the visual and performing arts. David, welcome back to the Albright Scholar.
It's always a pleasure to be here. I love that you take the time to invite us to do this, and it's my pleasure to be here. Usually there's another guest with us, usually Jeff Lentz or one of the other arts faculty. Tonight I'm on my own because Jeff is hard at work on our first theater production.
That's right.
So we'll see if I can do this without any help. I don't
know. We'll do it. I'll fill in as well because I'm very excited about the things that are coming up.
As am I, for sure.
As is always the case, we have just a plethora of different presentations here, dozens of different things to see. But something new this year is many of them are unified by a theme of how can the arts address the theme of social justice.
Correct, yeah. So we, every once in a while, we will choose a theme that the arts kind of collaboratively agree to work on. I think the last time that we had kind of a broad theme we all delved into was when we opened the Science Center, and everyone kind of looked at the arts and sciences together. Before that, I think it was women in the arts, particularly looking at, for instance, that year, the theater did all women playwrights, stuff like that. So we haven't done that in a while. And it's nice because it shows the unity across campus. What I think is really timely, though, is the social justice theme. And really, the theater folks are the ones that started it. They were really empowered by some of the things that were happening on campus, where we started to have conversations over the last couple of years about social justice issues. And they said, can we take this on as a whole season, and what can we do to really bring more attention to that? And I think we all agree, or you probably have heard, that the arts can impact different aspects of our lives. They can increase learning. They can have an impact on our social justice issues. So for us to really delve into that, I think is going to be really exciting for students, for our audiences, certainly for us as artists.
I know our students have such an appetite to talk about serious topics.
Absolutely.
Things that really concern them. And all the arts, but theater in particular, is a wonderful way of raising those issues and sustaining the conversation.
For sure, yeah. So we have 4 productions this year, just to kind of give folks an overview of what's happening. We're going to kick our season off with an original work that Jeff Lentz is collaborating with Coco Bernal and Mike Derico, there we go. Our newest faculty member in music. It's called Mosaic. And it is actually a movement-based piece of physical theater. So no words in this.
No words at all.
Our actors and actresses will be telling the story of Mosaic through a series of vignettes, and they all will have a social justice issue that they're really taking on. And the whole purpose is to engage the audience to think differently about what's being presented, how what they're seeing, how do they look at it from the standpoint of somebody else's shoes, really, and particularly dealing with things of like equity issues and wage
borders,
issues,
boundaries,
exactly,
loss,
all of those things. So I'm really excited by what's going to happen with that. The last time that Jeff and Coco collaborated on a piece like this, of course, we had KCA CTF honors, so the Kennedy Center College Theater Festival awarded several things for those productions, and I think we're likely to see something similar come out of
I think
this.
so. I know the entire company that includes a number of freshmen, international students as well.
Exactly.
They're very excited with the discoveries that they're making.
Yeah, and it's perfect for this particular piece. So that's going to kick off our theater season, and then we're going to follow that up later in the fall with Julia Matthews directing A Raisin in the Sun, which of course is a great social justice piece. And in the spring, we'll also have another new and original work, which is really phenomenal for an undergraduate institution to do so many new works and new pieces and have that as part of our repertoire. So that's our resident playwright, Matt Fotis, working with students again. The play will be called America the Play about America. Yep. And Matt is also our improv specialist, so there's always a bit of fun embedded in his pieces, but serious as well, so
That's
kind of
right.
laughing at those things. And then finally, not necessarily, although you could tie in some social justice
I think so.
issues.
It's a very rough justice.
Yeah.
I think that's what that's called.
Absolutely.
Sweeney Todd by
Sweeney Todd.
Stephen Sondheim.
Yeah, so that's going to round out our season with Jeffrey Lentz again directing that. And certainly there are some things within that in terms of what happens with the judge and all of that that you can tie in some social justice references. We also will have an add-on to our theater season with an alum coming back to do a very special play called Blackbird.
Right.
So Gina Sarno will be back for that. And if you're unfamiliar with that play, definitely there are some issues within that will be part of our season of social justice.
Yeah.
So I don't want to give too much away for that.
We won't have any spoilers, but Albright Theater has always been serious theater.
Absolutely.
It's for grown-ups. It can be enormously enjoyable, but it also makes you think.
Absolutely.
And that really fulfills our mission as a liberal arts institution. There are several exhibits up at the Friedman right now, right? Even as we speak.
Absolutely, yeah. So the arts and the visual arts, particularly the Friedman, also has taken on the topic of social justice. And so our opener for this season is an exhibit called Susan Kreil, Incarceration in the Era of Impending Fascism. If that isn't an impending title, right?
Yeah.
And if you're unfamiliar with Susan, she is an internationally renowned artist. She's shown all over the world, Rome, all over Europe, all over the U.S. She has work in the collections of the Guggenheim, MoMA. She is a professor at Hunter College, and we are thrilled to have her here. The work that we've selected to show, and she has quite a prolific artist, but we are looking at, in particular, two collections. It's the first time that they've been shown together. And the two collections that we've pulled are her Guantanamo Bay and Black Sites, and then also Abu Ghraib. And to show those two together are very, very powerful. The Friedman, of course, is free, so anyone is welcome, public, students. But I will say that these are very hard images.
Strong images.
Absolutely.
So might have to explain an awful lot to your 6-year-old.
Yeah, those are things that you might think about how you would address this with younger children. But most of these images were actually seen on the internet, especially the Abu Ghraib images. Right. Those were things that were widely seen, but she's taken some artistic license with some of them. You'll see, her tweak the poses a little bit, almost like referencing kind of the saintly poses of some, old world
martyrs.
Masters and martyrs, things like that. But they all really focus on prisoners of war that had been captured by American soldiers and held in these black sites in all of these foreign countries where they were subjected to torture and degradation and all of those kinds of things to elicit confessions or responses to questioning and things like that.
Or simply to control and humiliate that population.
Yeah. So the Friedman, of course, presents this work really without condemning or condoning it. It's just simply saying here is something that we should be interested in and we should know more about. And that's really what these images are there to say is this happened how do we feel about it? What's going on with this? And it's for us to actually research and find out more about what's happening. But I hope that people will come and will actually come and see this exhibit and find the answers for themselves to some of those questions.
Exactly. I know that Susan Cryle will be on campus.
She is.
This Thursday giving a talk
Yep.
about the work.
Yeah, and that is free. That's open to the public as well. That will be in the campus center. Usually we're in Klein Hall, but we'll be in the campus center on Thursday at 4 o'clock. Following that, from 5 to 7, we have a reception in the gallery. That's also free. The lecture for students is an experience event for their academic credit. But it should be a very interesting and provocative evening, I think. So I'm looking forward to that. In our small gallery, we have Anna Chupa. Anna is the chair of the art department at Lehigh University. She has spent the last 25 years documenting Vodun culture or voodoo in New Orleans. So taking images, taking pictures of these altars, and really kind of delving into the religion of voodoo culture. And so very interesting. So she has straight photography. She also has recreated an actual altar for us that incorporates her imagery in these light boxes. So you see kind of collages that she's made of different photographs that she's put together and backlit. And then the borders of those are even further collaged, which you see represented in some silk works as well. So she has three kind of distinct pieces or different types of creative process that she's explored. And so the silkworks reference Islamic tiling designs and the giras that those appear in infinity tiles. So you see all of that in the exhibition called Altar.
How wonderful.
Yeah.
Images within images within images.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Very intriguing. Those two shows are going to be followed up by our National Juried exhibition. It's the second time we've done that. That also has a social justice theme. It's social justice, our whole year of social justice. And this one is particularly referencing misinformation. So it'll be interesting to see how artists interpret that as well. That'll take us through December, and then as we come into January, we'll have kind of a local favorite from Boyertown. The really well-known glass artist at Taylor Backus will be here. We'll have an installation in the gallery. We'll also have a collection show and some other things that will happen in the spring. So hopefully folks will be interested in come and see those things.
Great. And as always, it's free.
It is. The Friedman is free.
Tuesdays through Saturday.
Tuesday through Friday, we're open 9 to 5, and Sunday 1 to 4.
Sunday 1 to 4.
Yeah. So Monday and Saturday are our closed days, and hopefully folks can come out for that, or one of our special receptions. Receptions tend to be on Thursday evenings, also some Sundays as well.
Great.
So.
Great.
Good.
It's going to be wonderful.
Yeah, so visual arts. We also have talked a little bit about theater, but we've got some more to talk about.
Yes, we do. Maybe we'll talk about the theme of Hispanic heritage, because that's going to touch on visual arts and music and
Absolutely.
lectures as well.
Yeah, so I will just say the image that's referenced here in this particular work is actually the artist Julio Cesar Cepeda de Q, who is on view at GoggleWorks right now. He's from Cuba, and it has been an effort certainly to get him here to clear his visas and things like that. The organizing committee, headed by Martha and Jay Ressler, really spent like 3 years putting this show together. We're so pleased that he's here. The opening down at GoggleWorks was on Friday. We took a group of students, which is awesome for them to get off campus and get in the community and see that. So I would encourage folks to go down and see Julio's work. Wonderful guy. Had dinner with him not too long ago, and really pleased to have his work there. He'll be on campus, though, to talk to students in a couple of weeks. But there's a lot of other things going on for Hispanic Heritage, including lectures, films. We're going to show Screen Coco.
Coco?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of good stuff. So if you're interested, this is up on the CFA website as well as our Modern Foreign Languages and Literature website. All of those events are listed, and all the events we've been talking about are listed on the main website for the college and our events calendar.
Yeah, and many of these are free and
many are experience events for students,
as well.
Yeah, very few things. The theater are one of the few things that we charge for that helps us pay for some of our costumes and scenery. Those things do cost money.
They do.
So, yeah, but very nominal charges for those.
Right. I know if people live in the neighborhood on Wednesday afternoons, they hear these incredible sounds wafting through the air.
Absolutely.
And that's thanks to Mindy Cohen and her friends at WXAC, the college radio station here in this building.
Yeah.
Again, the PON concert season.
Yeah, so Wednesdays in September, we always have our PON concert series with WXAC. Last week, we kicked that off and had a great time listening to some oldies with Mr. Togetherness, as he likes to be called. And this week, if we don't get rained out, which I'm not sure won't happen, but we'll have an alum coming back, Daniel Bross, with his band Better Than Before. And if they do get rained out, we usually invite them to come the next year. So if that happens, we can look forward to hopefully seeing them next year. But we're going to follow that up on the third Wednesday with Los Fantasticos. So that will be part of our Hispanic Heritage Month offerings as well. And then finally, the last concert of the season is always our Albright's Got Chops. So that features Reading Samba School, the Jazz Ensemble. Big Cat Jazz, and then of course our two choral a cappella groups, Main Men and Albright Angels. So we really kick off the season in music in September really hard. That'll be followed up very quickly though with our first choral concert. That's always the first Saturday in October.
And that's a Pops concert.
And that's our Pops concert. That's one of the favorites, I think, because it is popular music. Really exciting. And this particular fall is going to be a bit poignant. I am sure the holiday concert, which is always packed, is going to be extra packed this year because Professor Binger has announced his retirement.
That's right. Prepare your handkerchiefs.
Yeah.
So
we're not looking forward to that, but we are looking forward to that because that's going to be an amazing concert. So
wonderful and meaningful music.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Adlai.
So lots of great things going on there. Of course, we have the symphonic band, Sunday Sinfonia. Those are all on the calendar as well. If you are interested in getting one of these lovely brochures, these are free. We will be happy to send you one of these brochures. Certainly just reach out to me at dtanner, DTANNER, at albright.edu. Also, through the website, there's links to emails, things like that. We'll be happy to put you on our mailing list.
Yeah, that would be a great way to keep in touch.
Absolutely.
And the website is up to date and keeps you informed about all of these things. Just stop by as well. It's free parking on the Albright campus.
It is free, yes.
And you can stop up and see the Friedman and pick up one of these brochures there as well.
Absolutely, yeah. And we also do have all of our social media sites as well. So a lot of times we'll post kind of behind the scenes content on Facebook or Instagram as they're kind of happening. Things like that. So those are also great resources. Most everything is Albright CFA. Facebook and Instagram, all of that kind of stuff, Twitter, and that's another good way to stay in touch. All right. So I guess that just leaves us with fashion.
Let's talk about Caroline's visit. Yes,
exactly. So in the fall, the big fashion event is always our Business of Fashion Forum. In the spring, of course, it's our fashion show and exhibit showcase. This year, Caroline Vanzana, who just released her book Making It in Manhattan, right? Huge release party. She will be here to be our keynote. There she is, Business of Fashion Forum. She's coming back, and that will be on November 3rd. So we have kind of a series of small little panel presentations throughout the day with alum and industry professionals that come back and talk to us about merchandising, design, styling, all of that kind of stuff. And then Caroline will round out the day around 2 o'clock with her keynote. That's on November 3rd over in Rosner Hall.
Right. And of course, we both remember Caroline as a student
We
and
do.
very active in organizing
Oh my God.
these forums from that end as well. And now she's returning as the it girl of New York City.
Yeah, and we were just talking about how quickly all of that social media stuff popped up for her right after the party. We were able to get her image, all of that kind of stuff, and that shows you like what you really have to do to kind of make it in the industry now and to be ahead of the curve. And so it'll be interesting to hear her, come back and talk a little bit about all of that.
No, she's really a unique combination of talents.
She is.
In terms of energy, persistence, real
Creativity,
drive,
yep.
An incredible look that she's constructed.
Very known for now, yeah.
And I think her seniors in the field really adore her.
Yeah, they do.
And I think that's a secret to success as well.
She's built a following for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's always good to have all of our alums back. So Daniel, Caroline, all of those folks, really proud
Gina.
to see
Yep.
them. Gina, everyone coming back. That's just, it's like getting the kids to come home. So, yeah.
It's like real homecoming.
It is, exactly, which is going to be a big event as well. So homecoming is at the end of September. That is when Mosaic will be happening.
Yeah, it coincides with the play. And
Exactly. We'll have some special things happening in the gallery those days as well. Anna Chupa will be here to do a gallery talk over homecoming.
Right.
So lots of good things to do. And, of course, there's some great sporting events too. I know this is the arts, but we'll share our platform here.
Oh, I think so. And certainly all of our athletes want to come by and see these exhibits and see the play as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we've actually had some interesting crossover there in the last few years with athletes on stage or in the visual arts as well. So hopefully we'll have a resurgence of that in the coming year.
I hope so.
I hope so.
I encourage that.
Yes, and we can see you too. Are you still involved in Sunday Symphonia?
I'm very much involved in Sunday Symphonia, and I think Jeff and I are going to play on the Albright Music Faculty
On the
recital
showcase.
as well.
Yeah, that's another
We'll
big
do a little
event.
Chopin.
Yeah, in the fall, October 25th, I believe, right?
I think
on
that's
a
it,
Sunday.
yeah.
So that'll be something to kind of mark your calendars and save for as well. That's open to the public. That's 3 p.m. on a Sunday. And that'll feature not only you and Jeff, but all of our music faculty, including some of our new ones, like Mike, whom we mentioned before.
Right.
AJ Merlino,
Tammy Black,
Black, Lars Pottiger, all of that.
Sunday the 21st.
21st, thank
3
you.
o'clock,
Yeah. Lots of those things. So save those dates, mark your calendars. And if you're not sure and you want a little reminder, again, I'm happy to send this to you, or you can check out the calendar online. If you are a student, another thing I should say is A-Link is a great resource because you can sign up for events on there that will link then to your phone and you can get a reminder.
It's constantly there.
Yeah. Couldn't make it more easier for you. And I think actually the public can sign up to get an A-Link account too if they want to do that
Excellent.
as well. So,
Excellent.
Yeah, nice.
Good.
As we head into the spring though, I do hope folks will think about joining us as part of our theater season. We also will continue to have our music events in the spring.
Yep.
All of those things. I'm hoping choirs will continue even though Professor Binger won't be with us.
That's the hope.
Yeah, and we will of course have Sweeney Todd as our big musical event in the spring.
Yeah. So you can see why we're excited.
Over 150 events, yes.
Wow. We hope you're excited as well, and we hope that you'll take advantage of this opportunity to observe and participate and be stimulated by the arts at Albright College. We'll be back in another month for another edition of the Albright Scholar, and we'll see you then. Good night.